Now, here are the odds for preseason week 1 in 2016, and it's brought to you by OffshoreInsiders.com, the number one source for winning picks. OffshoreInsiders.com, literally tracing our roots back to the Score phone days to 1980, the Master Lock Line, 1988, Joe Duffy's Picks, which is the NFL specialist and the number one source for preseason winners. Every single solitary year, actually the number one source for regular season winners as well. As we continue to take a look at those Thursday odds, keep in mind that as a general rule of thumb, especially in week 1, usually the home team is about a 3-point favorite, and you do have a total in the mid-30s, so anytime you see something that's a little bit of an anomaly off that, that's maybe something worth taking note, such as the Saints-Patriots with a pretty high total. Then you have a couple cases there where the home team is only laying 1.5 points. Now, Stevie Vincent especially starts in week 2 in the NFL. He doesn't really release as many preseason picks as a lot of handicappers out there do, but when he does, he is absolutely tremendous. And of course, he is in the midst of a fantastic baseball season, the number one handicapper when it comes to pitching. And his picks are, of course, at OffshoreInsiders.com, www.OffshoreInsiders.com. As we take a look at the Friday odds, and there you can see they're pretty typical odds for week 1 of the preseason. As I said, all the home teams are right around a 3-point favorite. The Steelers, of course, laying 3.5, although minus 115, so perhaps that is trending upward. But the total's pretty much normal for this time of year, anywhere from 35, 36, 37, and that is what those totals are. Now, keep in mind also right here on this YouTube channel, we will have the old tailgate party, which goes back to the days of the Score phones, where we give you news and notes on all these games, quarterback rotations, key players, injuries, last-minute scratches. We'll take a look at any weather conditions, practice, even weather conditions during the week, because a lot of teams might have to practice inside because of weather, etc. All that information and more is the famed tailgate party, and it's all part of OffshoreInsiders.com. Best thing to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you can do by clicking above. And then, of course, most importantly, you want to get all those picks all year long at OffshoreInsiders.com, www.OffshoreInsiders.com. Saturday, of course, a big day, including some of the marquee games, the Rams making their home debut. And again, you do see kind of the fairly typical lines. Now, the Colts-Bills, no line on that because the Colts, of course, play on Hall of Fame Day. The general rule, the general belief is that teams that play in the Hall of Fame game do have an advantage in week 2, and we'll break that down in the news and notes section when it does come out. We start getting quarterback rotations and player rotations, and as we said, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, at Offshore Insider on Twitter. Now, again, just because of the character limitations, we are Offshore Insider, no S on Twitter, but our URL is www.offshoreinsiders.com. And then the final game of week 1 of the preseason for some Sunday night football. 49ers not expected to have a very good year, but they are actually laying 3.5-point favorites. And OffshoreInsiders.com is the place to go, but most definitely subscribe to us on Twitter at Offshore Insider, again with no S. And subscribe to this YouTube channel where you're going to get the key news and notes throughout the football season. But you want those winning picks, it's always www.offshoreinsiders.com, www.offshoreinsiders.com.